It is Thursday, the 27th day of January 2022. This will be a somewhat truncated and, I guess, quieter edition of the world's worst podcast, as I'm currently in a hotel room in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, for work, where temperatures are akin to Hoth. If you get that joke, you're a nerd. Thanks for listening. Plans for the weekend, visiting shit that no one but me cares about up in Chicago, um, are a tad up in the air due to a potential nor'easter coming to ruin the entire area south of Boston. So we'll see. Hopefully that fixes itself and the storm isn't as shitty. I don't know. We'll see. Honestly, though, the weather here where I am has been fucking awful. As in, highs today, Wednesday, as I'm recording, and yesterday, Tuesday. I'm recording both days. Highs today of below zero. Seriously. What the fuck is that? No one should have to do anything in that kind of weather. Humans are not built to handle that shit. Which is that's true. It's fact. Anyway, that's all right here, right now, on a quiet and subdued complaints and observations.
Still, the most less than average podcast on the internet, with a host who's the smartest person in the room when he's the only one there. A continuing odyssey into mediocrity, guaranteed to make you question your life choices and your own sanity. This is Complaints and Observations with Dave LaPointe. Who the hell is Dave LaPointe?
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
All right, good day. Welcome to the program. Thanks for coming. It's always appreciated. Seriously. I don't think I say that enough, even though I hope I say it enough. I don't know. As I mentioned in the open, I am currently away from the broadcast palace. I am in bumfuck Indiana for work. Had a few pops. Oh, because dry January, kaput, done, over. I am a horrifically weak individual. Horrifically. I lasted about 3 weeks before the lure of delicious and free Irish whiskey came a-calling over the weekend. I only had one, but broke the streak nonetheless. And since then, I've had more. So, but honestly, that's what happens when you have friends that love to ply you with booze. I'm weak. Not really, I guess, but I just happen to like whiskey more than I like sobriety, I guess. I don't know. It was really only a, hey, can I go? Can I do this? Not so much, can I go a month without drinking, but more a, can I do this? Just like with anything. And it's going to continue throughout the year where I have, a handful of different things that I would like to accomplish on a monthly basis, right? And I've mentioned it before in terms of, reading books and learning different shit and doing different things. And so it's going to continue throughout the year just to try to do and learn and know more, I think is probably the best way to put it. I don't know. We'll see. But, so yeah, dry January. I probably could have done it. Did I want to? No, No, not really. The other thing, I hope that this does not sound like I'm talking into a toilet bowl like the last episode, because I heard from my buddy Matt, who said, "Hey, it sounds like you're recording in a toilet bowl." I was like, oh, it was the first time I hadn't gone back to listen to the show, and sure enough, yeah, it sounded like dog shit. So big apologies there. Um, yeah. So as I mentioned, I am in Indiana for work, and before we got here, I flew out on Monday, bright and early, fucking 6:15 flight. 6:15 a.m. flight, which is nobody should be fucking doing that. I had to get a fucking lift from home to the airport. The guy came and picked me up at 4:30 in the morning. Like, you poor bastard. Super nice guy, but jamming 94.5 at 4:30 in the morning is not good. Like, it's just terrible. I don't know what the hell they're thinking, but one thing I have noticed about Indiana, as I'm sniffling into the microphone, um, they don't know how to fucking remove snow. Driving around this particular neck of the nape, and driveways still, it snowed before we got here on Monday. That's where I was going with that story. It snowed before we got here on Monday. So Saturday, Sunday of last week is when it snowed. Here it is now, Tuesday, Wednesday, and there are still driveways that haven't been shoveled. Um, Roads and sidewalks that are still not fucking plowed. And it's not as if they never get snow here. That's what I don't understand. Like, how fucking bad, it, it was just, oh God, it was awful. And I felt bad for some of these people as I'm watching them like chip away at the ice in their driveway when it's -5 degrees outside. It's like, what the fuck? Had you taken care of this, shortly after the storm, you wouldn't be in this predicament. Yeah, just not fucking good at all. What else? As I said, truncated. Great word. You should use that more often. That's your homework assignment. Use the word truncated in a professional setting. In an email, in a phone call, in a Zoom. Use the word truncated. That should be that's a new bit for the show. Use use a vocab word in a professional setting. I just came up with that. That's a good idea. I'm going to write that down. Um, One thing I did want to touch on, the Baseball Hall of Fame. Congratulations to David Arias Ortiz for being the only person to get in to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2022. Number one, he deserved to be there, okay? It has nothing to do with him. Number two, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Kurt Schilling, their 10 years of eligibility have gone by the wayside. Bonds and Clemens not being in the Baseball Hall of Fame is an outright fucking travesty. It just delegitimatize, that's not even a word, but it makes the Baseball Hall of Fame completely fucking worthless if people like them are not in the Hall of Fame. Now, the thing is, right? Anybody who looks at it and says, "Oh, they use steroids, they shouldn't be there," you shouldn't have a fucking vote, okay? You can. The problem is you can crow about it all you want. And quite frankly, you should, because those guys that cheated, they cheated. Okay? That's a fact. But Roger Clemens, when he left Boston, he was a fat fuck. He went to Toronto, hooked up with God knows who, got his fucking juice, and became like an unbelievable pitcher for 2 years in Toronto before he bounced around. Yankees, Houston. Is that it? Yankees and Houston? think. I don't know. But, dominant. And if he was on something, fine, whatever. But he was a Hall of Fame pitcher, or I shouldn't say that. He was a borderline Hall of Fame pitcher just in his time in Boston. And if you recall, when he left, he was a portly fuck because he wanted to leave and he didn't care. So, but he struck out 20 guys in a game in Detroit, uh, like as a fat fuck. Like, that's amazing. He should go in the Hall of Fame just for that. Barry Bonds, I mean, we don't need to talk about that. Two totally different careers. And if you look at his Pittsburgh career and his first couple years in San Francisco, still a Hall of Famer. And, he got obnoxiously huge and put up obnoxious numbers. But the guy's still a Hall of Famer. Come on. Even Schilling, Kurt Schilling's a douchebag as a person, but as a baseball player, absolutely fucking belongs in there. And it would have been the biggest kick in the nuts ever for that guy to be elected by the writers. He would have hated it, which is all the more reason for him to get in. So it kind of sucks that he didn't. It would have been really fucking awkward if it was Ortiz and Schilling. Imagine that. Like, they probably, are friendly, but yeah, who knows? It would have been high comedy, and we've been robbed of that, which is a fucking shame. What else? Oh, that's right. So I don't know how this came about. I think it was on Twitter. But did you know that up until the 19th century, the 1800s, the migration of birds, not all birds, but some birds, were an absolute mystery, specifically to Europeans. Not sure why. Maybe because they're stupid. Yeah, they suck. Fuck Europe. Yeah. Not really. That's not true. I take that back. I'm sorry, Europe. But please don't fucking start a war with Russia. Okay? Could you do that? Like, I'm not saying give in and let them take Ukraine. We don't want that. But, if they all fucking got together and I don't know, showed a little, not backbone. That's not the right word because I don't think they lack that. But you gotta be. Don't let the United States do. Don't let us be the bully. I think is the best way to put it. All right. Anyways, the migration of birds mystery, and then suddenly in 1822, right, a stork was shot somewhere in England. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know. Oh, that's not it. Anyway, in Germany, I'm sorry. Somewhere in Germany. And they shoot this fucking stork, and the stork falls to the ground. And what does the stork have? A fucking giant spear in its neck, embedded in its neck, and it's flying around with a fucking spear. Yeah, a legit giant fucking spear. And it turns out it was from Central Africa. How they figured that out, I don't know. Before they figured out that birds move, they figured out that fucking where this spear was from. But it flew all the way from Africa to Germany with a goddamn spear in its neck. And then the poor thing got fucking shot. What an unlucky fucking stork. Huh? Isn't that fucking wild? That they didn't know where the birds went. Like, they didn't put two and two together and be like, oh, maybe they don't like when it's fucking cold. And they just leave. Nope. They just thought they vanished. Some apparently thought that they went to like the bottom of the ocean. What? What? Wow. Like, how fucking stupid were people back then, huh? Oh, so fucking dumb. You didn't even have fucking Google back then. Fuck you. Yeah, that's crazy. But they fucking taxidermied this goddamn stork with the goddamn fucking spear in its neck. Bananas. Absolutely fucking bananas. Good stuff, though, huh? Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. Other than I just thought the story was fucking crazy as hell. Another thing I wanted to talk about here on the truncated edition of Complaints and Observations. A new prescription drug company started last week called Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drug Company. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. The Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drug Company. All cash, entirely cash, right? Does not accept insurance yet. And there's the kicker, yet. The other kicker is that his fucking shit is cheap. You literally fucking order it online. Costplusdrugs.com. How fucked up? How fucked up is it that we need, and I say we is sort of a royal we, right? We need Mark fucking Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks, star of Shark Tank, multi-bazillionaire, to come and save the prescription drug industry. A lot of in there. Sorry. The prescription drug industry. If you're somebody who needs any, and it's a very long list of drugs, a very long list. I take 2 pills for my blood pressure. Both of them are on there. I would save $30 a month. It's not a lot. One of them cost me $3. The other one cost me 33. With Mark Cuban, that 33 is down to $3.80. What? I mean, honestly, it's fucking absurd that 1, he can do this, and 2, that he can do this. Mark fucking Cuban? He's a smart guy. Seems like a generally decent human being, but you don't really know these people. Who knows? It's just so odd to me that he's being hailed as a savior for the drug industry, and can Mark Cuban save America from high prescription drug prices? Question mark. And I think in business terms, right? I think it makes perfect sense. If he can obtain all these drugs dirt cheap, they're all generic, so we can get them dirt cheap from any number of different wholesalers. Offer it at a very small markup, and if enough people buy, it's going to be a volume thing, and he's going to make a ton of money. On the flip side, he's going to fucking put a lot of people out of business, and you kind of hope. You hope. At least I hope. I would not shed a tear if CVS all of a sudden started fucking closing doors. Would not bother me one bit. Because fuck CVS. For a multitude of different reasons, but fuck CVS. Again, it's one of these fucking things where America is so fucking America that we need Mark Cuban to fucking step up and try to do something to help people not have to spend so much fucking money on medicine. It's just so goddamn dumb. Like the whole thing is so fucking stupid. And even if you think it's a poor business decision or a miracle or somewhere in between, right? You still have to admit that it's fucking dumb. It's dumb. The guy who gets fucking, thrown out of basketball games by NBA refs for yelling at them is trying to, quote unquote, save the prescription drug industry in America. It's laughably stupid. The next thing you know, he'll be running for president. He never will because he's not that stupid to put up with that bullshit. But you already know if this thing does even slightly okay, people are going to be trying to get him to run for president because people are stupid. All right, it is that time of the show, especially in a truncated edition, where your boy is tired and a little buzzed. I had a mezcal old fashioned tonight. Man, holy Christ, was that good! It was fucking delicious. Mm. Especially in a truncated edition of the program, it means it's almost over. So lucky you. It is time. Oh, sorry. As it is Thursday, it is time for three gripes. Gripe number one. Xfinity. Are they the worst fucking company on earth? And why is the answer always a resounding yes? I'm waiting. What is wrong with these fucks? Seriously. So you have a monopoly. Congratulations. Now clean up your fucking shit. Their product sucks. Their service sucks. Everything about them sucks. It's ungodly expensive. I'm paying way too much money for fucking cable and internet. Way too much money. I've talked about this on the show before about stealing all of it. It's not a viable option for me. I mean, for me personally, yeah, it's fine. But I have my wife and my mother-in-law living in the house, and trying to figure out the proper viewing scenario for everybody. It's not a thing. And here's the problem with cable, right? It's incredibly easy. And that's why Xfinity has got you by the fucking short and curlies. They can do anything, they can charge you anything. They can change things at the fucking drop of a hat. All this shit. And you don't have a fucking choice. It's not like you can go down to fucking Spectrum and get their cable. It's not like you can go to fucking God knows who else, Cox. It's not like you can go to Cox. Why would they call themselves? Like, change your name, Mr. Cox, you fucking egotistical prick. The name of your company is Cox. I don't even know if there is a Mr. Cox or ever was. I'm assuming there was because it's COX. So it's just a bunch of dudes like, oh, let's call it Cox and see what happens. Change your name. Come up with something different. I don't know. Just call it Cable Company. Nobody's gonna fucking care. I would love to be able to get my cable from Cable Company. Oh, that's so stupid, David. Anyways, I fucking hate Xfinity. I hate them. And you know what the worst part is? I always feel bad when I get mad at like uh, the person I'm chatting with for a problem, right? It's not his or her fault. It's not. It's just who you work for. And because all of that shit is outsourced overseas, these poor people are making fucking, 60 cents an hour and are living like, lower middle class on their 60 cents an hour. Meanwhile, Comcast is charging me, you know, they charge me enough in a month to fucking pay these people for 2 years. And I'm supposed to be happy with their service? Like, fuck you. I should be able to, pick and choose the channels I want to watch, pay for them, and be done with it. Like, I don't need fucking 800 channels. Nobody needs 800 channels. Like, honestly, who the fuck listens to any of those music choice channels anymore? Nobody. If you do, I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Actually, I'm not. What are you doing? It's not 2004 or whenever like music choice was like a big thing. Yeah, that's right. I'm hacking on fucking music choice right now. I just hate them. All right? That's it. The whole point of this gripe is to just say that I fucking hate Xfinity or Comcast or whatever the fuck you want to call them, or Continental Cablevision. If you get that joke, you're fucking old. Gripe number 2. Why is every car nicknamed Betsy? My mother has called every car she's ever had Betsy or Bets, right? And was that today? Today, in a restaurant, and there was a woman, a couple next to me, and the woman says, "Oh, I gotta go start up Betsy." I'm like, "What?" And then the guy's like, "Oh, you just call your car Betsy? Oh, that's so funny. My mother-in-law calls her car Betsy." Now, mind you, there are some distinct differences between these people and my mother. You know, very distinct differences. So the nickname Betsy for a car does not discriminate. However, I need to know why. And I wonder if every woman named Betsy is like a big, slow, lumbering oaf. I don't know. I don't think I've ever met somebody named Betsy. That's pretty funny. That's a good one. I guarantee you, if you're listening to this dumb show, you know somebody that has referred to their car or a car as Betsy. And if you're gonna fucking tell me that you haven't, you're full of shit. You're absolutely full of shit. Don't don't even. Because I can already see it now. No, I don't know anybody. That's stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. No, it's not. It's not. I promise you that it's not the dumbest thing you've ever heard. Because I've said so many things that are dumber than nicknaming a car Betsy. I promise. Gripe number 3 on this. It feels like the quiet storm. I don't have the pipes of a David Allen Boucher. That's kind of what it feels like right now, where I'm trying to not yell and laugh too loud in the hotel room because I know that there are people on both sides. So I know I'm, Yeah. Anyways, David Allen Boucher, Nighttime Magic, 106.7. I would kill for that man's voice, honestly. God. All right, fuck. Like, I tried to make like a serious gripe. It's serious. Yeah, I am. Whatever. Gripe number 3. Stop caring so fucking much about everybody else. And I mean that in a, not that you shouldn't care about your neighbor, like, but you shouldn't care about what they do or their opinion. You know what I mean? There's a fine line. You're supposed to be a decent enough person that you don't want to see people hurt or fucked over or whatever. Okay? But you're not supposed to care so much that you're constantly badgering people over the way that they live. Look, that line really does fly in the face of pretty much every fucking thing I've ever said on this stupid show. But that doesn't mean that I think I'm better than anyone or know more than others or whatever. And if you've listened to this show before, you know that's not it. I like to pretend that I'm the smartest person in the room when I'm the only one there. And even then, it's suspect. But look, enough of each side of the aisle telling the other how they're supposed to live. Enough of this COVID bullshit of who's right and who's wrong over masks and vaxes and mandates and whatever else. And honestly, just enough of being fucking self-righteous assholes. And it's just so fucking prevalent right now. Every single time I fucking log on to Twitter, it's the same fucking thing. Every fucking day. Rando fucking liberals getting pissed off at rando fucking conservatives. It's like, enough. What the fuck? Like, get off Twitter. Get off. It's not good for your health. Get off Twitter. Turn off the TV. Just turn off your fucking laptop. Put your phone in the fucking lake. Just stop. Like, what are you trying to fucking prove? By thinking that you're so much better and so much more right than everybody else. Because guess what? You're not. Nobody is. Like, nobody fucking knows anything. And yeah, I'm calling the kettle whatever fucking color it happens to be today. I'm not infallible by any means, and anyone that knows me will know that, agree with me fully. I am entirely fallible. I've been fallible since the day I fucking came into this world. And I've continued to be fallible on a daily basis ever since. The difference is I just happen to be absurdly self-aware and have learned to stop giving so much credence to shit that I have zero fucking control over. Zero. Your life is so much easier when you finally fucking realize that everyone else's opinion of you either A, doesn't exist, or B, is shit. And nobody fucking gives a shit what you're saying. Seriously, nobody fucking cares. I have 5 listeners, right? All 5 of them, they don't fucking care. It's filler. It's fucking something to cloud the air. And like I've said before, they gotta scrub the toilet, so they, instead of listening to the toilet the toilet brush on the porcelain, they turn on my dulcet tones of David Raymond LaPointe on Quiet Storm. 106 point bullshit. Yeah, just stop. Like, it's not doing anyone any good if you're gonna fucking sit there and tell everybody how smart you are, because you're not. You're not. And the worst part about it is, honestly, is I see this from so many fucking people. If it was one person, I'd call them out, be like, hey, quit being a douche, or hey, quit being a fucking twat. But it's so many fucking people, and it's people I know and people I like. And it pains me to see that they fucking just care so much about like nonsensical shit that they don't have any control over. If you want to care about like the greater good, that's fine. That's okay. But you can't let it fucking dominate your day. Or on the flip side, if you want to care about what you perceive to be the greater good, fine. I don't need to hear about it every fucking day. Yeah, it's just not good. And we really need to fucking cut the shit. Because it's making certain segments of society fucking completely untenable and and entirely intolerable. Yeah, Dave, you fucking fat shithead. Intolerable. All right, it's time to go. The truncated edition of complaints and observations. Go to the Instagram page at complaintspod, the Twitter page. I just hit big milestone, 100 followers. Yep, 100. I've only been doing this now for close to 2 years. Shows you how much value is there, huh? At Complaints Pod. I have a Facebook page, but I don't use it. Fuck Facebook. I have a YouTube page. I don't use that. I have a Twitch channel. I don't use that. What else do I have? I have an email address, showmail at complaintsandobservations.com. I have a voicemail line, 617-657-4736. And I put out the bat signal yesterday. Tuesday? Yep, Tuesday. Nothing. Not a peep, not a word, nothing. I guess people just, they have nothing to complain about. Their lives are perfect. And I'm envious of you. Not that my life is terrible. My life is wonderful. But clearly everyone else is in the same fucking boat. What else? That's it. I'm guessing that this episode sounds like dog shit too. If it did, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. 617-657-4736. Call in. Tell me if this episode sounded like shit. That is all. And I ask you as always, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Yeah, take care of yourself. Take care of others. Godspeed. Ta-ta.